Hi, this is LJ Bothell, and this is a video for Microsoft Outlook 2013. And I'm just going to go over the basics of the emails that you can create and the interesting stuff that is in the interface. So what I'm going to do here is take a look at an untitled message, and as you can see, when you open up a new message, basically you want to create a new email, you're going to get an interface within the Microsoft Outlook 2013 interface that allows you to do several things with regards to your message. Your book will go over this in some detail, and you'll have several exercises to go through it, but I thought we'd take a look at it together. I've already shown you in another video the basics of sending an email and all of that, and on how to create a signature. So you can see I have a signature here. But let's just take a look at what some of these options are in your email. What I'm going to do is create a basic one to send, and then we'll see what else we can do with it. So I'm going to send this to the instructor, me, at my Shoreline email address, lbothell. As you can see, I'm getting a pop-up because I've sent an email there before. I'm going to put a subject in there that this is about the BizTech 293 class. I'm going to call it a test email for video. My standard little information here. So when you're creating your message, your first active tab is message, and with this you can do all sorts of things with your message. We've already tried a couple of them, like going in and adjusting the size of the text. So I'm going to make this 14 points so it's easy to read. I am going to keep the text the same color, but I could change the color. I could highlight something that's important, so I'm going to choose the word test, and I'm going to add a highlight color behind it so the reader knows this is a test email. I am going to make this a low importance, meaning that nothing really has to happen with it. I'm not going to follow up, and I'm not planning to attach anything. But in this message tab, I could attach. I could, before trying to put a subject, a recipient's name in here, I could, before putting recipient's name, go check my address book to see if I have any contacts I could choose from there, and so on. The Insert tab will allow me to do other things in this. So from the Insert tab, I can also attach an email or another Outlook item. We'll talk about Outlook items in other videos, but an Outlook item would be, for instance, attaching something from your calendar, attaching a task, that sort of thing. I could put a table, I could put images, I could put shapes, I could put all sorts of things in here. Essentially, this part of the Insert interface for Outlook is very similar to the Insert tab that you will see in Microsoft Word, in Excel, and in PowerPoint. So if I really wanted to put a shape in here, let's see, I'm going to do this. I could go Insert tab, Shapes, and see if I could find a happy face that's in here. Happy face, woo! Except in this case, it doesn't put in an icon, it allows me to draw a happy face. Interestingly, the happy face can move around, so I could move this here, and then I have drawing tools accessible to me, so I can make this a nice lemon yellow happy face if I want to. Other things I could do in the Insert tab would be to hyperlink something. So if I wanted to hyperlink my favorite thing, I'll do another paragraph here. I really could use a Starbucks mocha. I could go here and I could add a hyperlink from my Insert tab. Hyperlink. And let's see, it's not an email address, so what I really want to do is, instead of using the email address, as you can see at the left here, I could link to an existing file or a web page. I could, if I had a really long email, I could link to somewhere else in the same email. That seems kind of besides the point. I could create a new document and so on, but I just want to do an existing web page. http://www.starbucks.com. So you could tell I like Starbucks. So I'm going to click that. And now if I wanted to actually go to the Starbucks website, or if my recipient did, they could click to follow the link. Also in Insert, I could add quick parts, word art, drop caps, a date and time, a symbol, and so on. In the Options tab, there are a few things I could do in here. Right now, I'm basically focused on fairly simple, basic emails. Your book will show you more about how to use themes for your emails, and you may find in a workplace that your company has adopted a specific theme, a specific color palette, and specific fonts that they would prefer outgoing emails to go out in. I don't know how common that is. Emails tend to be fairly personal. Even in a company, they will simply usually have rules about things like the kind of things you can put in your signature and the things that you shouldn't, and the clarity of language you should use. However, if you choose to use a theme, or you choose to change the colors in your emails, you can. You can request a delivery receipt or a read receipt. So I want to actually get a delivery receipt. This means that when this reaches my other email, I should get something in my inbox here. If I did a request a read receipt, this would pop up if the other person had actually opened the email. I'm going to do a delivery receipt. In the format text, I get kind of the same information options as I do in message, but they're a little bit more explicit. So I could do a few more things in here. I could choose to, let's see here. Let's see what happens when I do a bottom border. The bottom border will go across the entire email, which is different than simply choosing an underline for a single word, as you can see there. I could mess with styles. I could create styles. I'm not going to go through all of that with you, but essentially you can make your Outlook emails very, very personalized. Finally, review. This is a useful tab because this gives you the chance to do a spelling check before you send out your emails. Now, granted, in your options, which we will go through in another video, you will be able to set your preferences for your spelling and grammar checks as you type, which is why if I were to make this word incorrect, and click away, you see a squiggly red line here, which indicates that Outlook is doing a spell check as I type so that I could catch this. But if I didn't catch it or didn't see that, I could choose to click spelling and grammar, and then I could check grammar at the same time. Mine is probably terrible. And let's see here. Oh, it's finding a word that's a problem, so I could change the word. And apparently my grammar was all right, so I click OK. I could even translate from another language. If I receive an email, I could do a word count. How many words are in here? Oh, how nice. So these are just a few of the basic things you could do in here. In File, you could go in here and you could do some basic options. I'm not going to mess with this right now. But you could also restrict permissions to this item. You may have an item that you want to send to several people, but you could personalize who can maybe open the attachment and who can't, and so on. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and just go back to my message. And I actually don't have to. If I'm in review and I want to send my message, I of course could send my message, or I can come up here to do something else. Now, look at this. And there, my message has been sent. And then if I want to go back over to my Gmail, let's see here, sent mail. Well, there it is. Test email for video. So the message has been sent. Now, I'm not sure how long it might take for me to get something to pop up here to indicate the message was in fact delivered. That will basically take this program pinging Gmail, and then Gmail waiting for a response from my other email address, which is the shoreline.edu address, having that respond, and so on. So it could take a little bit of time, but hopefully in the near future I will get some sort of response. Let's take a look at important here. Oh, what's this? New student, no, that. No, nothing has come yet, but it can come at any time. Anyway, that's all I want to show you about how the interface for sending emails looks. Thanks very much. Bye-bye.